In recognition of April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, CTV is spotlighting the important issue through a series of special reports. Yesterday, we took a tour of the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center at Prince George's Hospital. Today, we follow community educator Cheryl Banks to a local college campus for a lesson in sexual violence prevention. Rochelle Metzger reports.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
College campuses, institutions of higher learning, hunting grounds for sexual predators.
I tend to walk just a little bit faster pace, and I often look back to where I'm going, so I know that, no one's walking up behind me, or I'm aware of what's behind me and who's behind me.
A lot of times people on campus think that they're safe because they are in this very closed campus, and they think of rape as being a stranger who jumps out from the bushes, and since their campus is, so safe, they go from building to building that nothing can happen there. What they don't know is that most college campus rapes involve alcohol, that they're most likely to be sexually assaulted by somebody that they know, and that if they didn't consent to having sex, it's rape.
Cheryl Banks has spent the last 30 years teaching sexual violence education classes and says students have a lot to learn.
And I always talk to kids, both boys and girls, men and women, about putting their future in their hands when they have sex with somebody, because there can be what we call unintended consequences for choices that people make. And I try to make it as real as I can for them.
Banks is the community educator for the Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Center at Prince George's Hospital. Educating students is part of the center's outreach efforts. She visits middle and high schools, but says there is a reason she focuses on colleges and universities. 1 in every 4 college women will be sexually assaulted by the time they graduate, according to the Department of Justice. Classes like the one here at Bowie State University are helping to prevent this type of crime on campus by teaching students how not to be victims.
It's kind of scary, actually. 1 in 4 is not big at all. And knowing the female population here, it's 15 females every 1 male, I believe. That's crazy.
If someone does something to you sexually you don't want to have done, that is considered a sexual assault. Okay? Did you hear I use the word person? That means the laws in the state of Maryland are gender neutral. They apply both to males as well as females. So that means everybody is protected.
According to a U.S. Department of Justice report, 59% of college student rapes occur in the victim's residence, 31% occur in other living quarters, and 10% take place in a fraternity house. According to that same study, less than 5% of college students report being raped or an attempted rape to police. But 2/3 do tell someone, typically a friend.
There is a law that is a federal law. It's called the VAWA Act, and that means if someone has been raped within 5 days, they can come to our hospital, Prince George's Hospital Center, and request a Jane Doe or a John Doe exam. And what that means is you will get all of the services. You'll get the collection of evidence, the morning after pill for pregnancy, sexually transmitted infection treatment, any kind of injury treatment, any of those things. And the police do not have to be involved at this time. The evidence can be collected while it's there. And then they can decide to report it to the police within the next year. At the end of the year, if they don't, that evidence is destroyed. But it buys people time to give some thought to whether or not they want to report it.
A group of Bowie State students we spoke to had mixed feelings about hooking up, parties, and getting involved. Would you tell your friend if he was getting out of line?
I mean, if you're doing too much, the girl probably handled herself anyway.
I grew up in a bad situation. I'm not gonna. My mother taught me to keep myself safe and to be a strong woman. So I'm not gonna be unsafe for no reason.
The students say they often see females on campus putting themselves in vulnerable situations.
You can tell the way they're acting and the way they're dressed. You can tell they're trying to get the wrong attention. It might be from girls that were sheltered when they were in high school or whatever the situation is. But some females do not know how to get the correct attention from the male that they want to be associated with. And it's just sad.
Trying to be really sexual towards men, just trying to throw herself out there, get attention that doesn't need to be got.
Banks admits she can't reach every student. Still, she hopes through education she can help break the silence. One class, one student, one action at a time.
You know what? I really hope that they will not be victims. I am counting on the fact that they're not going to be a perpetrator. What I'd like for them to do is to be aware of some dangerous situations and figure out that this is not safe and how can they disrupt that situation so the situation never occurs. That's what I really like. I'd like for them to think of themselves as bystanders and empowered to get involved to the level that they can.
In Bowie, Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And in tomorrow's series conclusion, CTV sits down for a one-on-one interview with a rape survivor who shares her story for the first time on camera. We'll also hear from attorneys who specialize in prosecuting sexual violence cases. Again, that's Friday right here on CTV News, so be sure to tune in for that.